things when I started out in the corners. Every corner, that's the way we would stake it. Every lace line, that's where we would stake it. On our bigger tents, when we were doing 60 wides with ropes, that's the way we would stake every intermediate. It's called a double stake. You notice what we're trying to do here is to maintain basically the same angle of pull from your side pole through the first stake into the second stake. Okay? You don't want to take and put this is the only time you don't want this touching the ground. You don't want this one down here, because what's going to happen is the first stake is going to fail, it's going to pull up, and you're going to end up in that position and you basically lost it right then and there. So what you want with this is that the angle of pull basically remains the same from the side pole all the way to the back stake. And you can increase the holding power of your stakes very easily that way. Go ahead. There's 1,000 pounds. Can't read that. Stop there, stop there. 1,500. 1,500 pounds. We haven't even moved a bit. Now you can see every other one of these, we've been in that 1,000 or 1,500 pound range and we failed. This is one way that you can increase the holding power by simply adding one stake. I just go just a little bit farther here. How do you do that with the strap?
So would something like this hold 3,500 pounds of record?
That's good there.
I think so, yeah.
That system there is generally, as a rule of thumb, about 2¼ to 2½ times a single stake. So if you drive a single stake in the ground and you're at 1,000 pounds, this should hold 2,200 to 2,500.
Lace line and corners, or just corners?
Lace lines and corners. Yep, if you're using rope. Question over here was what now? How do I do this if you're using straps? I don't have a clue. To be honest with you, I don't have a clue. The only way you can do it is some sort of a mechanical plate. I guess you could, if you had some extra rope, you could put your strap on and then you could tie a knot just like I have from here to here, and then it would transfer that way. You're talking about the single strap where you loop it on for the stake, or it has that little D-ring on it that you drive the stake through?
What we do, we take
Standard quality engineered stuff.
It's with a rebar stake. With a rebar stake, double stake. Let me back up one more time too on this, to revisit this double staking thing. The one thing you need to know about double staking is the rule of thumb is never any closer together than 1/3 the height of your stakes. So to keep the math simple, let's assume a 3-foot stake, never any closer than 1 foot. Okay? So if you're going to double stake and you put your stake right here, you're going to disturb the soil of the front stake. It's not going to do anything. If you get farther out than that 1 foot, you get too much stretch in that rope in between, and you could have a failure there. So just as a rule of thumb, we try and keep everything 1 foot. And notice on these systems, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. Okay? We try and keep everything 1 foot. The reason for that is it just helps the holding power, and you don't disturb the soil of the other stake. Okay, this situation here, we're at 1,200 pounds preload onto the system. I would use this corner 30 wides, corner 40 wides, lace lines on any style tent, 30, 40, 50, 60. Like I said before, just because I like to keep things common in my operation, this is actually the system I use on all corners, 30 wide on up.
Which is 1 strap or 2?
1 strap. 1 strap. And that's what I use for lace lines. And then I also use that on our 80 wides, that I use at every leg on the tent, except the corner and the lace lines.
use rebar bottom.
I use rebar and everything. The only reason I do rebar is cost. when I started out, I started this business with just a couple of tents, a beat up pickup truck, normal story like a lot of guys who start their own businesses. I couldn't afford the fancy double-headed steaks and so on. Now we're to the point where we've probably got close to, I don't know, 8,000 or 9,000 steaks in our inventory, and the savings is just tremendous. There are, where's Ray? What, can you talk a little bit about the different? Ray is from Pennsylvania. He's not really here, but he's here, and I'm bringing him out, all right? Ray is Pioneer Tool and Forge. He's a major supplier to our industry in the steaks and steak pullers and some other things. Can you talk a little bit about the difference between the steel bending, the tensile strength, and that?
Well, in essence, if you're buying rebar from a construction sales house or something like that, that rebar is a softer rebar that's made to be bent into forms. That said, when you get into inch and an eighth like that, it's pretty darn hard to bend. But if you're buying rebar steaks, we make them out of an alloy steel, which is even tougher to bend. So you don't necessarily get more holding power, but you get more power before that's going to bend on you, either driving it in, pulling it out, or with the stress of the tent. So it's just something to be thinking about when you're buying that sort of thing. Alloy steel is tougher. You see, these steaks, when we said it started to bend, that means that the steak really started to bow. Okay, it won't bend unless you put a heck of a lot more force into it. So that protects you. Once the steak's bent, it really ought to go in the trash bin, because you're not going to be able. If you manage to get it driven in and you tie your knot off, and let's say the bend's going this direction, pretty soon it's just going to crank it around, and you're going to lose all your holding power.
I know you want to sell steaks, but surely you can straighten them, right? Press or something, or you can't. If you heat them, does it run the strength?
You take the
strength
tensile
out of
strength
steel.
out of the steak.
Right.
If you bend them on a press, chances are with an alloy steak, you're not going to be able to bend it, because it's going to want to flop on you before it bends.
Right.
We get people that want to send steaks back and have them straightened out. There isn't a way. It's a commodity item. Just sell it for scrap or whatever at the end of the year.
And these do bend pretty good when they get hit by a car. Seen that many of them. All right, we're gonna take this up a little bit. We're at 1,000 pound, 1,100 pound static load right now. Go ahead and pull a little bit. Stop there. Okay, so we're at 1,800 pounds, no movement whatsoever. Go ahead and go a little farther. Stop there. About 2,300 pounds.
Yeah.
We're good there. This will generally hold anywhere from where we're at to about 3,500 to 3,700 pounds. I've never seen it hold any more than 3,700 pounds. 3,700 pounds in good saw condition, incredible for even 40 wides on the corners. But like I said, we just do it that way. That way my guys don't have to think. When they go out and do a tent, they do the layout for 30, 40, 50, 60, even 80. We always put the V plates in the corner, and we always do it that way. So we don't have to,